Hey guys, it's TechGuy276. Sorry I haven't done a video in a while. I've just been procrastinating and doing other stuff, and it's been about a month since my last Tech Tuesday, and I don't think I'll be doing that anymore. I'll just be doing a video every 2 to 3 days, basically describing what's happening going on in the world of technology. Basically, last week, I talked about Phonebloks and how you can you can add your CPU, you can add a better camera, you can have a bigger battery, you can have you can upgrade from a say a WVGA display to a 1080p display, and it'll still all work. Obviously, if you upgrade from a 1080p, you need a bigger battery to support that 1080p, and you need you need the CPU to be able to process all that information as well. And you can have a bigger GPS, you can have a bigger camera, you can have a bigger battery, you can have a bigger CPU, you can have bigger RAM. Basically upgrade anything except from the size of the screen, which I think it's going to be stuck to 4 inches, and this is not confirmed. But basically, that Phonebloks concept, which was trending all the way around the world, Motorola have been meeting up with Phonebloks this past month and discussing ideas, and apparently Motorola have been working on this idea for about a year now. And remember, Motorola merged with Google, so Google will actually push this idea forward. I know I know that other OEMs like Samsung and other these places, they won't like it. But it's the same with PCs. Samsung create their own PCs, but they don't actually create their own CPUs. They get other people, and they don't create their own software. They get Microsoft's and other stuff like that. Samsung and Sony, they always put the skins on their laptops. It might not be TouchWiz where it's fully bloated, but they get stuff like that. Yeah. They just add add-ons to help the assistants along and stuff like that. Well, I'll put a picture up wherever. It'll just be faded. And basically, Motorola and Google have been working on this concept for about a year, where you can basically upgrade your PC. I mean, you can basically upgrade your phone to the CPU. You can have a quad core, you can have a dual core, you can have 8 cores if Samsung is developing one. And apparently all these third-party manufacturers are coming out, Samsung, LG, Philips are creating Samsung going to create the CPUs, the mobile CPUs. Then there's Nvidia, where you can upgrade. You can have that CPU, so you can have the Exynos Snapdragon 800 processor, or you can have the Nvidia Tegra 4, or you can have another processor. I don't know. And then there's Philips, who are creating the sound. You can have better speakers, and it's just basically having a PC. But that's another thing. There's no QWERTY keyboard. I don't know if they could be creating a QWERTY keyboard, a hardwired QWERTY keyboard, because when I looked for a phone, well, back in about 2009, I was gonna get a new phone, and I really wanted one with a QWERTY keyboard because touchscreens weren't that very responsive. The iPhone did the best job for 3 or 4 years. They did the best job, full stop. Even with the iPhone 2G, the keyboard on it was amazing and it was easy to use. But Android just fell back. But with there's companies like Sony and Samsung creating QWERTY keyboards that would flip down like that. It would be like the Sidekick, basically. I don't know if they're creating it's called Project Aura, by the way, and it looks very stylish. It's like a exoskeleton back, and you just slot in your micro USB, your battery, your camera. Upgrade from 8 to 12 megapixels, or you could upgrade from 8 megapixels with no optimized image stabilization, or you can have one with optimized image stabilization. Blah blah blah. And you could just upgrade everything on your phone. I'm sure that most of you people that have been watching this video have probably seen or heard Phonebloks or Project Aura, and this is just me getting back into the YouTube game. And yeah, basically that's it. when the original Phonebloks concept came out, I was a bit skeptic because that's another thing as well with Project Era. There's like with the Android updates for like Samsung devices and other devices, it takes ages for those software updates to come out for that phone. If it's a Nexus device, it comes out like roughly like 1 or 2 days, or sometimes a week, but maximum of 2 weeks. But with with Samsung Galaxy S4s, they've only got the update to 4.3, and 4.4 has just come out. So with that idea in mind, it'll be Android because it's run by Google and it's run by Motorola, and I'm not quite sure how they're going to update it because there's going to be so many peripherals and there's going to be so many different hardware specs that they wouldn't be like. I like the idea that of Android 4.4 KitKat that Android 4.4 KitKat runs on 512 megabytes. Like the minimum is 512 megabytes, which is fantastic for older generations. This gets the fragmentation that Ice Cream Sandwich wanted to sort out, but they just failed. And then Ice Cream Sandwich got pushed back, and then Jelly Bean came out, and then like a couple of months later, Android 4.4 comes out, and it's got so many. It uses less system resources, therefore using less battery, and therefore losing less CPU power and RAM. And also, if you've noticed, I've had a haircut, but I've had that for about 2 weeks now. And it'll take. I'm not sure Google how they're going to do it, but if they do it correctly and Motorola do it correctly, the updates could come out within maybe 2-3 weeks, as long as there's no like latency issues. Because if there's a problem with the software, then Google aren't going to say it's the software's fault. They're going to say it's the hardware's fault, because there's so many different peripherals and there's so many different hardware add-ons that they're just. I don't think they're going to do it. It's going to be a commercial success, but in order for those software updates, it might be a commercial failure. And on that note, I will see you next time.